Hey guys, welcome back to the 20 podcast. I'm your co-host Caroline.
Co-host Kimmie.
And last episode we got a little heated. Well,
we did.
Kimmie got a little heated.
I did. Did I get mad?
She got a little heated. I had to hold her back.
Yeah.
Make sure that she wasn't gonna stab anybody in the neck or we weren't gonna go to jail.
Still no promises.
Yeah. But today she did get me in. I don't want to admit it because I'm sorry. We also always go on tangents about Stranger Things, but
yes,
I don't want to admit this, but she did get me into a Hellfire's Club shirt, which is Stranger Things related. But that's all we're gonna say about Stranger Things.
Yeah, no,
that's all we're gonna say about Stranger Things. But
I'm so happy.
She has accomplished the one feat in life.
Don't we look
cute?
cute?
She bought this shirt for me and literally like plopped it down and was like,
You know what's funny is because it's actually my mom that bought it. We were
really?
at Walmart and I seen it and I was like, oh my god, I should get these for me and Caroline. And then like my mom was like, just add it to the cart. I was like,
oh. So you guys conspired against me. Interesting. No. Okay.
No.
Oh, you know what? Funny enough,
what?
Like your mom loves rom-coms for real.
She does.
Like for real. I know you were saying that, but like she loves rom-coms.
She does.
That's me too. I love rom-coms.
My mom loves rom-coms. She
likes to make fun of rom-coms. That's what
she loves rom-coms and she loves musicals. So it's like if you ever really wanted to like sit her down
and watch something,
like a musical, she'd probably watch it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because my mom literally doesn't like musicals. Like, and she's like, about rom-coms. So,
oh my god,
we're gonna have to switch parents.
Switched at birth.
We're switched at birth. Oh my god,
that's crazy. Because I know for sure. You're like our parent, like our moms would switch us and be like, I got the same kid. We both cry.
Yeah, there's no difference. So they're just like
we both fucking cry at everything. They'd be like, oh, same kid.
So so there was no point.
Same kid. That's disappointing.
I mean, I can enjoy musicals with your mom though. So
that's about it.
Yeah,
that's where it ends.
And
rom-coms.
Yeah,
because for some odd reason in my house, everyone loves rom-coms. It's just me. I could watch certain rom-coms. I told Gabby that I was like, no, certain rom-coms I don't mind.
Like you like Princess Diaries.
Yeah. I like Princess Diaries.
But it's not really like a full rom-com for real.
10 Things I Hate About You.
It counts, but it's not really a rom-com. Like until the end, really. It's more so about her being a princess.
I feel like rom-coms are just really good feelings, and that's a really good feeling that gives me because she's like,
so
it's like a relationship with her grandmother and her being, a part of the royals. I feel like that's where the rom-com comes in.
No, rom-com is romantic.
Yeah, it's romantic. It's romanticized. It's romanticized in a way where she's like,
okay, romanticized life.
Yeah,
that's also a comedy. That's what you would call rom-com.
Yeah,
no. Because I've only like towards the end she has like a little relationship with the guy.
No, because I didn't really care for that, to be honest. I felt like that was a little bit redundant. Because then he's not in the second movie.
He's not. But that's because like then
the second movie was a rom-com.
The second movie was. But then like she kind
of
Do you
understand? I remember like young Kimmie was kicking and screaming, being like, you better go with Chris Pine. That fine ass white man. You better go with Chris Pine.
Was that the one where she was that's the guy she was like having a tip with?
Yes.
Yeah. I like that little banter.
She would sit there and she would like cuss him out.
Yeah.
And then make out with him, and I was like, oh my god, that's the one where they had
twirling my hair,
like literally, like she snuck out at night,
to
go have a nighttime picnic, to then wake up with,
with all the paparazzi.
I was like, oh my god, I'm eating.
Is he the one who was on the bicycle too? Or is that not him?
I can't remember.
He was like riding his uncle's old timey bicycle through the country.
Yeah.
That was him, right?
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah. But I like the one thing I like about it is that like at the end of both of those movies, still they subvert your expectations, and she doesn't get with anybody for both of those movies. And I'm like, yeah.
I like
that's
that.
what this little girlies needed.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but
in reality, she did continue to sleep with Chris Pine. Like I know in that movie she did.
Like you mean like the reality in the movie?
Yeah.
She stayed with that man.
Like, yeah. Like he's a side piece. He's not. She's like, you will never get the crown.
Yeah,
you will never be royal.
I still say that.
She said,
I can still say.
I mean, like, you up?
He's like, you are in a guarded castle, actually, with
like,
1,000 security guards.
And are you up?
You have to sneak in.
You know how to get in here. Don't play.
Don't play.
I'm like, don't play. That is hilarious. No, because
yeah. But we also wanted to get into, because we didn't last episode.
No, because what we do is we are your favorite yappers, and what we're gonna do is yap. Yapolodion. That's me.
That was cute.
I'm sorry. I just started. You know when you just open your mouth and just hope for the best? That's really what just happened just then. That's crazy. No, because we're your favorite yappers, and that's what we're gonna do is yap. So I feel like we should really get into the phobias.
Yeah, because
we have a lot of phobias, especially this one.
Okay, you start.
First one.
Okay.
First big one. And every time when I say this to somebody, like I always have to preference this to like people I meet new, like that meet new.
Sounds like a meet cute.
No. Okay. Okay. You thought it was
me bringing in a wrong conversation.
No. Anyway, so it's like
wait, like, so like you only book wise, if it has romance in it, you were like, nah, because technically a lot of books are like romantic. Like
no, I don't feel that same way. So like not like rom-com. Like I am okay. So like when it comes to books, it's like I am reading like
very romanticized stuff.
Yeah, like it's really cute, really kicking your feet. Like you'll read something like every book girly knows this. Like you read a line that a man says, and the way how you have to pause the book, and just like you just like
you start close the book real quick. No, back up. Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, I've done that multiple times. I still do that.
Yeah, I just remember the most times that I ever like would close a book is if I had secondhand embarrassment. I'll just have to shut the book and be like, no.
Oh my god, I'm allergic.
I did not just read what I just read. No, absolutely not. And I would just shut the book and be like, and then I'll open it back up and I'll be like, yup. Yeah, you just embarrassed yourself, girl. Get up, stand up, please.
Oh my god.
I feel like the easiest way for me to DNF a book, make something extremely embarrassing happen, and me get secondhand embarrassment. I'm not finishing the book.
Hell no.
I'm not finishing the book.
I would say that's like actually like that's something that I don't like in books.
Yeah.
It's like I get it. You want there to be like a weird interaction
exactly
to cause more drama,
to embarrass them to an extent where they can't come back from it.
Remember, first off, like I said, I be reading these books, I be inserting myself because I'm sorry, too many of these books are white girls with red hair and milky skin. That's not me. So I'm gonna rewrite that. She gonna be.
And then if the character has technically you doing something embarrassing.
Yeah,
I
would never ever be butt naked in the middle of my high school. How the fuck did you get here? Like, no.
Yeah. Or they'll be like, I was sniffing panties. Hold on. We was doing what? No, we were not. We were not doing that.
The quickest.
It's in first person. Absolutely not. I am not doing that.
Absolutely not, babes.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
no.
not. I've never.
I would not have this.
That's
never. Disgusting.
That's disgusting. Get up. No, seriously. I will never. I've embarrassed myself before.
Yeah, exactly.
I wake up at 3:00 sometimes.
Why would you
in a
want
cold
to
sweat because of something I've done embarrassing? Yes.
Why would you want to read about something?
I will never. No.
And then associate that.
That's actually. You're so right. The way how I will DNF a book.
I would DNF the book.
The way how
I would not finish it.
Hell no, you're not getting nothing off me. You're not getting off. No. You know what you finna get? Nothing. Because that's no. Like no.
Yeah.
Respectfully, no.
Yeah.
No.
Don't embarrass me. The same thing. Like I said, like in a show too. Like if the character, like, if you're too embarrassing to the point where it's like you can't even function as a person, as a character, like it's no, I can't. It's not realistic like that.
No,
like,
it's not.
Nobody is that embarrassing.
No.
That embarrassing?
No.
And
I hate that. I hate certain like book talks and shows and shit like that. Try to do that, and I'll be like, no. How about no?
Yeah.
Actually, I think I've stopped reading a book
because of that.
Like on my phone because of that.
It was just so embarrassing.
Because I'm trying to remember. Because there was one where I was like, I will never pick this back up because you've gone too far.
Yeah.
And I feel like you disrespected me as a reader.
Yeah.
To the point where I will never ever read this again.
You know what show has extremely embarrassing things happen all the time?
What?
Miraculous Ladybug. Like Guys, you know what? Hey. We went through all this time and I haven't brought up Miraculous Ladybug not one time.
Yeah, okay.
Not one time have I brought it up.
Okay, preferences.
I love Miraculous Ladybug.
Yeah.
I know it's a kid's show, and I know that it has 1,001 seasons without a plot happening half the time. But eventually, now that they see that
season
that
with no plot, that's crazy.
Now that they've seen that, like, a lot of people have like started liking Miraculous Ladybug who are a little bit older, they're starting to put a little bit of a plot in there. But when I tell you that Marinette, the main character, is literally the most embarrassing character, I feel like you could look up on YouTube and just type in Marinette embarrassing, and I'm telling you, you will probably have secondhand like cringe embarrassment. There's this one episode, and she's lucky that I was able to get through that, because I would not watch the show if I was not able to get through this. There was one episode, right? The main character, basically in the show, they get akumatized, and there's like a villain, or right? Yeah, like,
what?
Akumatized, like there's a villain, and he has like little butterflies, and they're kind of like evil. So like think of like them as like little, like they have like little demons in them. Think about that, right? They fly to like whoever, like if you get really upset or have a really high emotion, they like detect it, and the butterflies go onto you, and then he could akumatize you, and you could turn into like a villain of sorts. So you could have, and then every villain has a different power that's like synonymous with who they are as a person. So basically like Marinette, and she has a crush on this one guy, and they're stuck in the museum. There's an episode where they're stuck in the museum, and they're all pretending to be wax statues, so that then the villain won't know that it's them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the main guy is he's a famous actor, so he has a wax figure inside the museum, and she mistakes his actual self for the wax. And she goes up to him and she's like, "Oh, if I ever had a crush on you, oh my gosh, I have such a crush on you." Like, and she's like over here like rubbing up against him and like rubbing his face, and she's like, "You're just so hot." Like, oh my God. And then he's like, Marinette. I'm just like, oh, it's so, you got to see the clip. You have to see the clip.
Yeah, probably
like,
we're done recording.
She's literally caressing him and saying, she loves him. Like it's so embarrassing. And then he's just like, "Hey Marinette, are you okay?" Like, most embarrassing scene. And I don't even know how he didn't. He just let that fly. Her just sitting there like, "I just love you so much. Like, I'm so in love with you. You're my biggest crush. Like, I love you." And she was just like, "Wow, Marinette's so funny." I'm like,
she's
no,
so quirky. She's so absolutely quirky.
So funny.
Quirk.
Another thing though that would make me like DNF a show, like, I think I said this before, is if one of my favorite characters die. Like, if one of my favorite characters die, I'm out. Yep. So Dance Academy, I'm still not over Dance Academy. I've still never seen past season 1 of Dance Academy.
I don't know what that is.
They killed. No, you never heard of Dance Academy?
No.
They used to like play like ads and stuff like that, like on Nickelodeon, was it? But I think it was registered for like Teen Nick or something like that. Maybe it was Teen Nick, and they'll play Dance Academy, because they'll have some crazy. It was kind of like Degrassi in the sense that they would have like crazy stuff happening in that show.
Oh
yeah, but they killed off.
I was up Degrassi's ass
Degrassi?
when I was like 11. Yeah,
my mom said I wasn't allowed to watch Degrassi.
Yeah, that's what my mom told me too.
Like,
and then I went to New York.
And
my mama was not around in New York because I was with my other family. I was with my family members,
and you pulled it up.
Teen Nick, Degrassi, all summer. And trust and believe, I came back and I was scared as fuck. Because Degrassi's like the worst of the worst when it comes to like teenage shows. Yeah. Everything you could imagine.
Yeah, was happening like
14 years old with a black tar heroin addiction. And you're like,
what? I've never even heard of this before.
Yeah. It is 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like,
yeah.
Degrassi had the wild. They had that school shooting episode, and everyone talks about it because that's the one that Drake was on.
Yeah, and he became paralyzed from
it. Yeah. There was that one, but me and my boyfriend, because Jamal, he used to also watch it, because it just, that was like a thing. Like, we just watched Degrassi, but we was watching it and we was talking back and forth about like, oh my God, you remember this storyline? You remember this storyline? Yeah. There's a whole entire storyline of, and I remember this so vividly. It was one of the girls, like one of the OG girls, right? I don't know their names. I never knew nobody's names, but it was like the OG girl, whatever. And she's like in college, and then she has like a gay best friend, and like they start kissing. And like they're both kind of like tipsy. So she was like, "Oh my God, I love you," like a quick kiss or whatever. Then it divulged into them having full on sex, and then because the girl ain't gay. No, the girl's not gay. The guy was gay. So because the guy is gay, he
what?
had like a whole
okay.
entire like sexual awakening because he was like, do I actually like pussy or do I not like pussy? So that was a whole thing. Meantime, then we had like the freshmen that came through because she's technically like a freshman in college. So we had the freshmen come through for high school, and it was this little Indian girl, and she really liked this little white like skater boy. And I remember they went into like the woods, and like it was like a party in the woods or whatever, and like the boyfriend she was with was like really nice, and he was like, nah, like I ain't trying to do nothing unless you want to do it, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so then they went to like, she's like, no, I want to. They go inside the back of the van, and I remember the guy that like handed him a condom. He was like, if there's no glove, there's no love. And then she loses her virginity, and she like ghosts this nigga. And then she ends up giving head to somebody in like the auditorium. Like, bro, it's so many things that happen.
Question mark.
Then there was a girl that used to be a model on the show. Like she was like on the show, she was like a teenage model or whatever.
Right.
And then she got introduced to coke, and then she had a real bad coke addiction. And I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ. That show was messy.
So Degrassi Next Generation was not as bad as Degrassi, because when I got
Degrassi
older,
was always supposed to be unhinged, so I'm upset that they weren't unhinged. Like I was upset that they weren't unhinged because I was like, so this not Degrassi.
When I got like older, I watched Degrassi Next Generation on Netflix, like way older. But like I never watched the original Degrassi, and I still never watched the original Degrassi. So it was not that unhinged. I don't. If from my
Trust
recollection,
and believe me,
Degrassi Next Generation was never that.
Degrassi
was not that unhinged. It was unhinged, but it wasn't.
No,
that
Degrassi
bad.
was supposed to be unhinged because it's just a bunch of Canadian people being like, I swear this is how Americans stay, because they did not know how Americans stay.
Yeah.
The school shooter episode made no goddamn sense. Came out of nowhere. Then there was one of the boys, and everybody knew what I'm talking about because like he was like that actor that you just seen. You're like, oh my god, you look like a douchebag, and he was like a goth kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like goth douchebag kind of guy. Like he had like an eyebrow piercing or whatever. He ended up having a series of drug addictions. Like that nigga every season had a new drug addiction. It was like he was on coke, he was on heroin, he was on something, right? And it's like he was drinking alcohol heavily and smoking weed and doing this, and you're just like, and he was supposed to be the heartthrob of the show, and you're just like, I need a break. I need a break.
So it's like 13 Reasons Why. I hated 13 Reasons Why.
I feel like 13
Reasons Why was
13
the only show I never liked.
13 Reasons ran because Degrassi walked.
Yeah.
Degrassi walked because Degrassi was so, I mean, so unhinged. Like I remember watching the show and getting a panic attack because there was so much things that was happening. Because they were like every 15 minutes, like every 5 minutes, it was something different.
Yeah.
Like there was one where I think one of the girls had ended up getting raped or some shit. I don't know, bro. It was so many things in that.
Yeah.
It was like she got sexually assaulted. They're trying to find a person that sexually assaulted her. Then it was like the teacher, because that one teacher was like the person that everyone went to.
Right.
He was like, oh no, it's okay. Like you'll be good or whatever. And then 2 seconds later, we go back to the crackhead that's like smoking crack in the damn crack house. And you're just like,
what?
Are we in high school? Are we in high school? Where is a trusted adult? Because I need help. Like I can't process all of this. And then you go back and it's this girl like having like an eating disorder. And then you go back and it's like this girl that's like giving head to everybody in the fucking like hallway. You're like, what? I just want to. Oh. It's just like when them commercial breaks came on, I used to breathe heavy, be like, I don't know how they finna fix
it's
this.
It's like the grass. It's like 13 Reasons Why. But the thing about 13 Reasons Why, I would not say there's like not one other show that I'm like, oh, I hate this show. Like I hate this show.
I hate 13
Reasons Why is the only show that I ever watched, and I was like, oh, I actually like hate this. Like there's nothing nothing in this show that I'm like, that's something that I'll latch on to be like, oh, okay, at least I like that. There's literally nothing in the show that I like.
No.
And when before the show, I read the book.
Oh,
I read the book and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, okay, I'm reading. I get to the end and I'm like, that was it. I was like, that was it. I said, what the fuck was that? And the way that I was genuinely pissed that I think read you told me that, I was so upset. I was like, what? I said, what the fuck was that? I said, this is okay. And I was like, anyways, like I didn't know that it was as popular as it was. I don't even know how I ended up with the book, but I just like read it. And then I heard there was getting a show. And I was like, ain't no way. I said, ain't no goddamn way. And then it said executive producer Selena Gomez. I said, Selena, what you doing here?
Because
I said, Selena, get off of here.
They needed clout. And
I said, Selena,
needed clout.
And Selena, the only thing Selena was doing probably anyway was putting money towards it. Like I don't think she was really a part of the creative.
If so, Because you remember, you could get a little $100-$200, but if you know somebody for to make you an executive producer, and you never show up.
Yeah,
you never do anything.
You never do any creative aspects of it or anything like that.
The minute I see executive producer,
but
I was like,
some of the advertising though, like talking about it. Or
yes,
whatever,
because that's what I'm saying. She's just a name. They needed it for clout. Yeah. Can you imagine? Are you gonna watch a show that Selena Gomez produced? Yes, just like how you're gonna watch Whitney Houston produce Princess Diaries or this or whatever. You know, like big people name is attached to something. You're gonna want to watch it because you're like, well, they are never in anything bad, so might as well. Right.
But yes, that show just fucked me up. The book fucked me up, and then the show fucked me up. And then I was like, after the first season, and then I was like, okay, well, whatever. I guess it's just gonna get one season. And then when I heard that it was getting 2-3 other seasons, it kept on going. I was like, ain't no way. And then I started hearing about the school shooting stuff and like the bathroom scene. And I was like, what is happening?
Let's just say it for everybody.
And
they tried to justify a school shooter. And one thing about me is, if you actually know me personally, I do not like school shooters. There is no sympathy for them. There is no reason for that. If you are actually upset about your situation, you're gonna leave in 3-4 years. Because people who really hate fucking high school just graduate and never see those fucking people again. People who are school shooters are actually mentally fucking unstable and need actual help instead of killing people. School shooters are not something you can justify. You cannot justify a school shooter. You cannot justify a school shooter. It don't make no sense. Because if that's the case, then you're supposed to justify all the other school shootings that's happened in America. You can't. Because they're all fucking insane.
And all that, the I just didn't like, especially from the first season and the book, that Clay, the main character, had nothing to do with nothing. And he was still brought along on this journey.
He's such a simp, and like
he had in the
best way. He was a simp in the best way, where it's like he really was just looking out for that girl. Yeah, and that girl just fucking did not care, did not treat him as a good friend. Because honestly, if I had Clay as a friend, I would not kill myself. Let's be honest. If I had some nigga that was looking out for me constantly and wanted me to be the best person I could ever be, and really loved me for fucking me, I'm gonna kill myself, give him a tape, and be like, yeah, you actually stood by me a lot of the times and was actually a great friend, but you didn't do enough.
How much more do you want from me? How much more do you what? Like, how much more? And I'm here. Why? And then not only that, he had to listen through everything to get to his tape. Yeah, like I couldn't be the first tape.
No,
it's just been like, like, you know, yeah, like you can listen to the rest if you want, because a lot of that shit that she was saying, it's traumatizing. Like, it's not like,
first off, it wasn't like he didn't know. Look, let's be honest.
I just don't think that it should have been made into a show at all.
I don't
like it should have stopped at the book.
I don't believe that 13 Reasons Why.
And you know who was written by?
Oh
man,
of course it was.
Yeah.
Because he said, "Oh, I'd shoot up a school if someone tried to sexually assault me with the broom."
I don't even think he did the rest of the show. He just had the book, the first book. Like, the first season is his book. I think that I don't know if the first season went on to the second, like a little bit on the second season, but I think only the first season was the book, was the first. And I was like, okay, let me watch it. I don't even know why. I was like, let me just watch it and see. I think it's just because everybody was talking about it. I was like, okay, let me watch it and see, like, if anything from the book changed. Nah, it was kind of verbatim. It was like verbatim, like script, like translation from the book to the show. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's so gross. And I hate that they glorify like revenge suicide, especially knowing that in America, especially where like people are going to want to watch this.
And they're so like,
we do have a high suicide rate, especially among teenagers and especially amongst like the white community. This was a predominantly white cast. This was a predominantly white neighborhood. This is predominantly white everything. So it's like, so you're basically feeding the demographic that do commit suicide more likely than other groups. Not saying other groups don't, but they're the most high. Like, the demographics, it's usually white boys or white girls that commit suicide, especially around those ages of high school. You're gonna give a TV show that is specifically meant for them to watch, like fucking Pretty Little Liars and fucking Switched at Birth and fucking Degrassi. Like, you have these specific teenage TV shows that's obviously written not by teenagers promoting revenge suicide.
Switched at Birth did not have a revenge suicide.
No, I'm saying the 13 Reasons Why. They wrote it and then made it about a revenge suicide, knowing damn well the white community around those ages are very susceptible to suicide because of the areas that they're living in.
Yeah.
Because of the environment, because of whatever else. So it's like, oh, so you're basically handing them the fucking pill saying swallow as much as you can to kill yourself. And then make sure all the people that you love and care for also get a tape talking about how shitty they are.
I wonder if I mean,
like, it was a bad idea. I remember Gabby was watching it and I told her I did not like that because revenge suicide should not be glorified, should not be a thing.
Yeah.
Again, suicide, people who actually want to commit suicide, you're in a dark place. Everyone's dealt with depression. So for you to be in a dark place and actually go through it, you are hurt. You're not thinking about nobody. You're not thinking about anybody else. And I'm not saying like those people are lesser than. It's just like that's just the mindset they're in. It sucks that they're in this, but it happens, and we just have to understand and try to let people aware and be known like, hey, if you need help, talk to me. If you need this.
I don't even know if that was really the author's goal at all,
bro. They at the end of every episode they put a little shitty fucking like a fucking Jake Paul, Logan Paul fucking YouTube video. Like, here's a lifeline. Call fucking this if you're having help. Like, if you need help. It's like, bro, like that's not what you're promoting. You're promoting a guidance counselor that was there for the little girl and she just never said anything. He gets a tape for what? He did his job. She didn't want to say nothing. Yeah. You're giving a tape to one of her best friends who literally helped her, who was literally there by her side and trying to help her and do all this other stuff. He gets a tape. Basically like, you didn't help me at all.
I'm just wondering how the author came up with this idea. Like, I'm like, how was it published? That was the other answer. And then
who was the editor?
And then who turned it into a show? Who was the editor? And then it's like, it kept on going and going. And it was like, you would think that like, if like viewing this, like people could see like how harmful it could be.
Yeah,
you know,
I feel like
that's the one show that I absolutely fucking hate. Like, I don't like that show at all, at all. And I'm sorry if anybody is diehard about that show, but it's not me.
You shouldn't be a diehard. You should not be a diehard for that show. The show is not a good show.
I know a lot of people liked it. That's what was throwing me, because a lot of people were like, I love the show. I loved it. And I was like, what?
That's why you never go with the masses. That's why it took me so long to like, I was like, I don't mean to say this, but this is why it took me so long to watch Stranger Things, because everyone was on the fucking bandwagon being like 13 Reasons Why, greatest thing ever. Yeah. And I watched 3 episodes with Gabby. I literally had to get up and be like, Gabby, I'm actually physically fucking pissed off. And that was the bathroom scene. And that's where I was like, they're not gonna.
Even then, that bathroom scene was like 3 seasons in. Like, I didn't even get that far. I got to like the first season. The bathroom scene, you know what's crazy? The bathroom scene, I think I saw on Twitter. Like, that's how, like, it's like people are like, oh my gosh, like the shock factor. Like, I think that's what they're trying to get.
It was gross.
They're trying to get a shock factor. Either on TikTok or Twitter or something like that. I had saw
it was gross. And you know, Gabby was watching it around the time that she was in middle school, so even she was just like, this kind of thing doesn't happen in middle school, so I really doubt this happens in high school. And again, this is broadcasted to people in high school. This is high schoolers. We're trying to
I remember they were watching it in high school.
Like, this is for the kiddies. And you're showing really graphic sexual assault,
and even then, like,
with a man, and then instead of you sitting there trying to curb the actual like expectations or like the reality of it, where it's like most men who have been sexually assaulted like that, they don't talk up. Why don't you show him talking up? Show him show actually what happens or what can happen if men talk up about being sexually assaulted, even if it's like, okay, that's probably not the case, or no one's probably gonna believe him. Make it where it makes people feel safe to talk about it.
That's what I was gonna say about the first season. I was like, when they turned it from the book into a show, there could have been so much like improvement. Like, and they could have done it in a different way that would have been more beneficial to like everybody involved.
Key,
but
if you throw away the tapes, have her write like a suicide note or suicide letter, and in the suicide letter, her being like, hey, I love these people, and I'm so glad to have you guys in my life, but I was dealing with something that I don't think I could have gotten past. No matter how many times I talked to somebody or whatever, it felt like it was a roadblock that I couldn't get past.
Right.
Because what she went through was something that not a lot of people could get past. Not saying like you should have, whatever, but it's hard. What she went through was hard, and it's hard to have everybody in your face be like, bro, it didn't happen type shit. It's hard. It's very hard, especially that's most realities for women. So it's like, for her in that scenario, have her write like a suicide letter, have her, pour her heart out into a suicide letter, but then have it be like Clay's mission to make sure that nigga goes to jail. make sure it's that guidance counselor's mission to make sure that nigga goes to jail. You could have wrote it in a way where it's like, yeah, her suicide is sad and it sucks that she had to kill herself, but out of it there is results, and we have to do better. We have to do better before that happens, and promote that. No, you're out here promoting revenge suicide and disgusting sexual assault, like graphic sexual assault scenes where, again, we don't need to see. That scene was like 5 minutes long. And it's sad because, like, anytime when she, like, we went back to, like, her sexual assaults, or anytime when, like, Clay was thinking about, like, doing what the fuck ever, like, listening to tapes, it's like that those scenes were long too. Why? Yeah, I understand you want to push it, you want to make it like a conversation piece, but certain things I feel like,
especially to certain audiences, don't need to see that. Like,
yeah, no. Again, it's broadcasted to children. It's not broadcasted to an adult where you having your frontal fucking lobe developed understands that this is not okay. Fucking teenagers can't even fully process death. Like that's not a part of what they're allowed to process in their mind. So you think they're gonna be able to process death and sexual assault and all the other things and school shootings? Again, school shootings, mind you, where it was at the height of school shootings.
Yeah, it was.
And now you're gonna try to justify school. I was like, that was probably the most violent and disgusting thing. I was like, y'all nailed yourself. Y'all sat there and kissed that check goodbye, because no one's coming back to that. Children actively.
I think they got another season after that.
I know they did, but I don't think anyone talked about it, because that was roughly around the time of Parkland.
That
was roughly around the same time as Parkland. I swear to you, it was around the same time, because Gabby was in middle school, and Parkland happened when Gabby was in middle school. So that whole thing.
Yeah, but that show disturbed me. Nah. Never even got past, like I said, that first season. Nah. But yeah.
What are we your favorite yappers? Because we was not supposed to talk about 13 reasons. Anyways, phobias.
No, not
phobias.
Yeah, phobias. So I'm gonna pose the question again.
Okay, go ahead.
What is your phobia, Kimmie? Maybe this time we
we know we got this.
Yeah, we got this.
Lock in.
We're locked in. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so I have a couple of phobias. The most prominent one and the most anxiety crippling one. We're gonna get serious, y'all. The most anxiety crippling one is my edemophobia, which is the phobia of throwing up. Vomiting.
Is that bad?
Oh, you've never seen me panic. Gabby, Jamal, and my mom have seen me.
Like, it's like, for you vomiting or for others vomiting as well?
Everything.
Everything
and anything. It's really bad. Like, okay, so like, if I feel nauseous, it's like now my whole entire body shuts down. And now I'm like locked in, trying to breathe deep, make sure I don't throw up. If somebody around me feels nauseous, or they're like, ooh, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, like I automatically start like shaking, start sweating, start everything. It's also one of the reasons why I don't like going to the clubs that often, because it's like, well, I'm gonna be around drunk people, and when drunk people do throw up, I can't see it, I can't hear it, I can't, like, I know I joke a lot, I'm like, ugh, like, but if someone actually did that, I stop and be like,
to make sure.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a story about vomit?
Go ahead. What is it?
Are you good?
Yeah.
I literally one time I was at my dad's house, and my sister had bunk beds like in her room. She had bunk beds.
I already see where this is going, and I'm already uncomfortable. Okay.
And literally, like, I was dead asleep. And in the middle of the night, I hear, mind you, before this, I'm gonna say what we were eating. We had Subway, and my sister had like a meatball sub.
Eat fresh.
She had a meatball sub,
God.
like marinara meatball sub. So we all go to sleep that night. I'm on the bottom bunk. She's on the top bunk. She literally goes, ugh. I hear it. I'm telling you, dead at night, dead asleep. Everybody is dead asleep. It's pitch black in that room, but I hear ugh. The way that I literally jumped up in my sleep. I jumped up and sprinted out the door I just hear, ugh, and she like throws up over the banister, like all over, like everywhere, like over the banister. I was gone.
That is so gross.
I was gone. The way I went, I was knocking on the door. I was like, Melissa, my stepmom. I was like, Malia, get your child.
Get your baby, because she throwing up.
Sleep. And I'm like, and she's like, what? I'm like, she threw up. And so then, and she goes into the room. We go back into the room. Why? I tell you, my sister was knocked out.
Of course she was.
She was knocked out, asleep. Vomit is mind you, the blanket that I had was like covered in vomit, like underneath me. It was covered in vomit. The railings were covered in vomit. She was covered in vomit, and she was dead ass asleep. I said, oh, fuck. I said, I said, get up. I'm like, ain't no way. Melissa's like, Malia, wake up. Malia, you vomit. Wake up.
Baby, get up. Baby, get up.
You need to take it. Wake up. Yeah. And it was like in my sleep. I just heard one.
You just heard it.
I just heard one. And mind you, like I said, I'm a very light sleeper. Yeah. Very, very light sleeper. Yeah. So I said, oh, hell no. I don't want vomit thrown up on me. I don't think I have like a metaphor. Like you could vomit over there.
No.
I won't vomit.
No,
like,
okay, so
I don't want vomit on me. I don't want spit on me. I don't want no.
Yeah. I was about to say you weren't there to witness how bad it was. But this was last year when I had went to the festival with that person. Somebody was really drunk and ended up throwing up like a couple seats like ahead of us. So it's like down and to the right. Person was completely drunk, threw up. Right. I didn't see them throw up. I just like looked over and I just seen like throw up on the thing. I was like, what the fuck? And as soon as I seen that, I was like, I am now in high alert. I am now not gonna enjoy myself.
Yeah.
And it was weird because like, okay, so it's like we're here and it's like probably like 3 down and to like the right.
Right.
That's still too close to me.
Yeah.
I started freaking out. I said, we gotta go. The person was like, what are you talking about? It's not that bad. Like, just don't look. Like, it's not that bad. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I can't even be near these people because obviously nobody cares that this person threw. Like, no one's caring. No one gives a fuck. I need to get the fuck out of there because I don't know if this person's done. I get you're drunk. Probably one and done. I don't know because they were like, let's go get him food. And I was just like, take him home.
Go vomit some more.
Take him home. He's done for. Take him out the game. But they wanted to watch like DPR Ian in live or whatever.
Yeah.
Literally they left. They like climbed up the thing or whatever. And they were like, walk past me. I start literally.
No, that would freak me out because now you're behind me and you vomited down. No.
Yeah, no. You understand? Like I started freaking the fuck out. I said I literally have to be above them to see them. So we ended up like where we weren't like that close, but we ended up going all the way to like the nosebleeds. Like I was standing on the top because I was like, I need to see them at all times because I'm not sure if this nigga's done.
Right.
And the other person didn't fully understand like why, and they're like, bro, we're not that close. I was like, bro, we weren't close in the first place. We are literally in the nosebleeds already. We were already not gonna see these niggas in fucking 4K. Yeah. We're seeing them in fucking 360p, my guy. Like we weren't gonna see them in fucking 4K anyways. So I was like, bro, I'm good. I'm not. I literally said, I was like, you could stay here. I physically cannot sit here, near here, no. And like I said, it wasn't that close, but when I freaked out, I freaked out. And the rest of the night that we were there, I made sure to keep my eye on them. Even if we weren't even in the same area, it's like I seen the person, I literally walked the other way. I was like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
My anxiety with that shoots through the roof. Yeah. Like instantaneously shoots through the roof. I can't have nobody near me do that and stuff like that. And you know, I've like delved deeper into it, and I've like seen other people be like, oh, I like on TikTok, they're like, I have emetophobia and I have kids, you know, but when the kids are sick, you know, like it's really my love, like my husband, like he comes in and like takes over because I really can't do it. Like it's crippling. And I'm like, it sucks because other people are like, it's just vomit, like grow up. And it's like, no, not for me. And I don't know how to explain it to somebody where it's like, no, not for me. Yeah. No, not for me. Yeah. Like it's really a phobia. It's so fucking stupid. It sounds stupid, but it's like in my eyes, it's not. Yeah. And I will panic. And it's
I feel like that's why I could be a nurse or like a doctor, because you start spitting, you start vomiting, you start shitting, you start bleeding God, like anybody. I just can't do it. Yeah, I was like, damn, can't be no medical professional. Like one time my baby cousin vomited on me, and I literally just was like holding him like, and my mom was like, you need to get the baby. And when they're like, what? And you're like, you need to take the baby away from her right now. I was like, yeah, no. As soon as the baby was gone, I was in tears. Like, I don't even know how I held up. No, because they were all like, the baby vomited and they started laughing. They're like, ah, ha, ha, ha. And I was sitting there and I was like, And mom was just like, no.
Get the baby. Get the baby. Stop the cut.
Get the baby.
Cut the fucking
Get the baby
cameras.
right
Dead
now.
ass. No, like, okay, that was funny because Jamal's nephew threw up on him one time. He was like 1 or 2 or whatever. I think it was 2. Threw up on him. And it was funny because like his like sister, she's like a nurse. So like he just kind of like held the baby.
Right.
And like while she like cleaned up the baby and like got the baby and stuff like that, he just like sat there. And I was like, you just had vomit on you and you just sat there? He was like, yeah, like what else was I gonna do? In my mind, I hope everyone knows,
I would have set myself on fire.
Just put me in the ground.
I would have set myself on fire.
I don't know what to do if someone throws up on me.
Yeah.
And especially when it's clothes where I'm like, oh, I have to.
Yeah, take it off.
Like, there's no way. It's not touching me.
That's not gonna touch your face.
So
Touching me?
I'm gonna die. Like, okay, like that happens. I'm gonna look at you. I'm like,
we need a pair of scissors.
Coroner.
No,
Kimmie's dead. I don't think
someone's
you understand.
gonna have to cut me out of the shirt. Like, dead ass.
Cut me out the shirt. No, like I'm being so serious. I'm dead. Like, there's no past that.
Yeah,
Kimmie's now dead. Kimmie's now murdered.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to Kimmie. Because I'm not coming. I cannot come back from that. Oh,
I think I'll probably get better if I have kids or whatever. But
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I've always been like, oh, when I get older, it'll get better. It doesn't get better. It just, people are like, oh, you have to have like exposure therapy. I don't think anybody understands. It's like the worst panic attack of my life happens, right? If I have to throw up, worst panic attack. Someone throws up, worst panic attack. When I mean worst, it is like all the symptoms of panic attack times 10. Like, I am now hyperventilating. I can't see. I'm dizzy. It's like everything happens.
Do you have any other phobias?
Not as serious, but it's like I want to say I have claustrophobia, but it's not like, no, I don't have claustrophobia. I just don't want to be in a small space alive.
Yeah.
Like, don't bury me alive.
Yeah, don't me neither.
Don't
hell no, don't not.
I don't know why that's such a big fear of mine. I've had
that was
nightmares. I've been like,
I'm so glad I've never had a nightmare like that because I don't even know what to do.
No, my nightmare was really bad, and it was kind of like the movie like Buried that Ryan Reynolds was in.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, but it was way more fucked up.
The other day I had a nightmare and I literally woke myself up before it could even happen. I was like, no, you know, like when you're watching like gamers like eject themselves from the game when anything scary happens.
No,
that's me. I pulled up the menu and I said exit and I woke myself up. I said, I'm not dealing with this. I said, what the fuck is that? I said, oh hell no. Oh hell no. And that's why
exit.
Escape. No,
say
like
exit.
It was like this black, like the whole room had filled up with like black smoke, and I could tell that like I turned around because I was trying to run, and I knew that, and I could feel like on the back of my neck that something was about to come get me, and I said, oh fuck no, fuck. And like I fucking exited. Like I pulled up the menu screen and just clicked it out. I was like, I'm gone. Like I woke myself up. I made sure I was awake. Like I got up out of my bed and stood up. I was like, I'm not asleep. I am not asleep. Like absolutely not. So
oh my god.
Yeah.
So speaking about my phobia again, it's also bad where it's like if someone near me has like a bug, the way how I become like a germaphobe because I can't have I can't have a stomach bug. Yeah. Because okay, so like when we had borrowed the camera, you left. But like not only did I disinfect it, but I had to stay on the phone with Jamal because my anxiety was pumping because I was like, oh my god, I touched the bag and then I touched my car and then it's in my car and oh my god, it's just like festering. Like this stomach bug is just festering. And Jamal was like, I think you're fine. You're gonna be okay.
This is why you can't watch Turtles All the Way Down because I feel like you will probably have a panic attack.
Oh, I can't watch what?
Turtles All the Way Down. The one about the girl.
Yeah. No, I can't.
You'll probably start feeling what she's feeling like how in the movie. Yeah.
Like no, like because I literally started like step by step. I was like, oh my god, and then it was in my room, and now it's in my room, and I was like, bro, I've Lysol it like 5 times, and he was just like, babe, you're okay, and I'm like, no, I'm not, bro, because if I start feeling like I'm gonna throw it, and then I literally started crying on the phone with him, and he was like, babe, you have to breathe. He's like, you're actually making yourself sick, like you have to breathe, and I was like, and then after the little cry, I did sleep like a baby. I said. I was knocked the fuck out. When I mean knocked out, I woke up and I was drooling. I was like, wow, that's a good sleep.
Yeah.
That was a good sleep.
I don't think I really have like a lot of phobias like extreme like that.
Yeah.
I am kind of really scared of things that are huge. Like
We've talked about this.
I was telling Kimmie, and she said that it was a weird thing to say, but I said if I was an ant, I would kill myself.
No. The way how you said it was what I said. That was really fucking weird. Because you go, I hate things that are bigger than myself. Like, I don't like tall people. And I was like, oh, that's such a weird.
Not no. Because
you said really tall people, and I was like, okay, I can understand that because if they're like 7 feet,
right? Like
that's an abnormal height for a human being. So for you to see to that, I can see where you get.
But
scared.
not just tall people, like things that are bigger than me. Like for example, that one scene in Moana where the demon is literally crawling towards her.
Oh my god, I remember you telling me that.
It petrifies me. Like I still watch Moana, but at that part, I just start like I don't even know. Like if I start thinking that if I was Moana in that situation, Tafiti would never get her heart because that shit is terrifying. She like, fucking demon crawls, and I'm like, how are little infants, like little babies, watching Moana and they're not terrified?
No, because they're talking about some.
Because I'm terrified, and I'm at this big old age. I wouldn't be able to deal with it. Like if giants landed on this planet today, kill me. Like just
no,
just
but
kill me.
You know
that's why I can't watch Attack on Titan either. I would never even try to watch.
I don't really care for Attack on Titan, but I do share the same fear that you have, where it's like I don't know, I don't like statues.
Yeah,
I don't like statues really big. Like that. It like you see how I'm moving. That's how I feel. It's like
she started glitching.
Like I went to Washington D.C. In middle school as a field trip, and we had to see Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. And the way how I was like on the bottom step, cause I was like, no. Then I like, and then they forced me to go to the top step because we had to take like a class picture next to him. The way how I was fisting, I said this. I was my nails was dug into me. I was like, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it's like and then me trying to explain it. I'm like, bro, I don't know how to describe the feeling. It's like I feel like
animatronics. I can't. When I get on rides, when I get on Disney rides, I be trying to act like I'm not scared. I
be trying to act like I'm not scared. Carolyn on the ride.
I sit like this. Like I sit like I have like so much tension. Like when you get on the rides that have animatronics, I be like, yeah. Like first of all, Splash Mountain. No.
I'm sorry, babes. You're talking to somebody who had a single mom, and I only went to Universal because of Grab Bash. I have never been to Disney.
Okay, well, Splash Mountain has like animatronic, like bears and whatever. That the Johnny Depp ride has like humans, but they're animatronic humans.
You mean Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes, the Pirates of the Caribbean.
She said Johnny Depp ride. Yeah. You saw my face.
I'm just like in my head seeing Johnny Depp like as an animatronic. Like I'm scared of animatronics, but like also when they're bigger than me. I went on the Avatar ride. No, because the avatars are bigger than humans. So in the ride, it's pretty, but I don't want to be on the side of the animatronic. Like I could be on the ride if I'm on the opposite side of an animatronic, and I'll be fine. Yeah, dinosaurs, like the dinosaur animatronics, I don't like those either. Just as long if I'm on the opposite side, then I'm fine. Yeah. Like I don't want to be the closest thing to it. Yeah. Like and the thing is moving and like doing like
I feel like
no.
I'm about to say I'm also scared of spiders. I have arachnophobia because I remember going on that Universal ride for the Harry Potter one. And I seen Womp and Willow. Yeah. And I was with
all the spiders like fall down. Oh, sorry, spoilers, but like if you haven't been on the ride, but all the spiders like fall down from the sky and like then you drop. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the one where it's like Dementors are like sucking you or whatever. It's like a broomstick ride or some shit like that. Yeah. But we hit the Womp and Willow, and I me being a Harry Potter nerd, I started freaking out because I was like, oh my god, haha, Womp and Willow, love this beach. Yeah. Aha. Right. And then we went to the Forbidden Forest, and it like just like that, I said, fuck, there's spiders in there. And what was the next thing I see? A big ass animatronic spider being like dee 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 dee. I said, time to clock me.
You don't even see the end of the ride. You just pass it. They're like, Kimmie, the ride's done. Huh? I
said, huh? What? No, but I don't like animatronics. I personally have not been on enough rides with them, so I don't know how I feel.
Of like animatronics in the water, though. You know what I'm talking about?
What?
Like animatronics in the water, like or like really big things underwater. I forgot what that one's called.
That's the deep blue sea scariness.
Yeah, but like they're scared of like when there's like technology underwater or like
what the fuck?
Yeah,
that's
like
such a specific one.
No, because like they have like statues underwater, and then sometimes they have like
sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Are you okay?
No. I'm about to start stimming in a second. I'm about to start fucking crying. You said what?
They sometimes have like statues underwater.
I don't like that.
Or they have like really like if like an animatronic got submerged underwater, so it's like it's like metal pieces underwater. You've never seen this? Well, lucky for you, because that's some people's like actual like phobia.
Well,
like
it might be mine too.
Underwater.
Might have to add that to the list, because
like
I've never heard
seen a TikTok
that.
where a girl was talking about like sharks, like that shark ride at Disney. They have like a underwater shark, like that looks like Jaws, like underwater. Or like it wasn't the shark, but like the
because I know the Finding Nemo one, and people was like, oh, the little fish.
Oh no, that
little fish that scares them. But when I watched it, I was like, y'all are being dramatic. This doesn't look bad. And people were like, no, it looks way worse
when
in
you're
person.
in person.
And I was like, I guess. Because I was like, because I think in the video it was like mostly dark, and people were like, yeah, the ride is not this damn dark. It must have been like a recording thing.
I'm mixing up two stories. The one with the Jaws is that there was a family that jumped out of the boat at Universal into the water, and there's like animatronics underwater because Jaws comes up out of the water. That's like what?
What the fuck? Well, hold on, time out.
Yeah.
What the fuck you talking about now?
A Universal employee was on TikTok saying that there's in the Jaws ride, like they kind of like fake that they're like that Jaws comes up out of the water, right? And Jaws is gonna chase the boat and get them. And there's a family that didn't understand English, so then the guy is talking about, oh, the shark's gonna come get us. Da-da-da. The family jumps into the water trying to get like across to the platform because they think the shark is real and the shark's gonna get them. So they're like swimming, they're like in the water, but they're like paddling around because it's not deep water, but it's like deep enough for them to like, underneath them is an animatronic shark. A really big animatronic jaw shark, and it's just like it's gonna jump out the water eventually. Like, so he had to pause the ride because if he didn't, the shark would come up out of the water. And he was like, I didn't want grandma to get scared and have a heart attack. So
wait a second, that's crazy.
And they have to find somebody to translate to get them out of the water. That's what it was. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No. I don't think so.
I don't like that because I don't like the statue thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am also on the weird part of YouTube. Shout out to my weirdos. Monument Mythos.
I don't know what that is.
Monument Mythos. It's like a.
Are you good?
I'm trying to remember how the fuck to describe it. It's like a spooky, scary series on YouTube called Monument Mythos, and it's just about like monuments and like stuff like that. It's so in depth. I don't feel like going into it because it scares me.
Yeah.
Because you know what it's about? It's about like the literal monuments in like the world. So it's like about like pyramids of Giza and and Abraham Lincoln statue and the Washington.
The one that I
tower
follow
like
is
that.
like roller coaster malfunctions and stuff like that.
Ooh, why would you do that?
Let me let Kimmie go.
Why would no? Why would you wanna?
Because it's like
why would you do that? Because for real, why?
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
I'm an adrenaline junkie to like a certain extent. Like roller coasters, my shit, love them.
Yeah.
Would I want to see how they malfunction is and think about that when I'm on the ride? I'm sitting there trying to enjoy the mummy ride, and I'm like, woo, I love the mummy. And the next thing you know, in my mind, it's like, actually, 15 people have died because when they went down on the drop, the damn thing released and they flew out and they got ran over. I'm not trying to think about that.
It's similar to that, yeah. Or they just like kind of go over the mechanics of how roller coasters are like work or whatever. Yeah, that's the part. That's like I'm subscribed to some of those channels, but yeah. Anyways,
no,
yeah,
I don't like that. That makes me
itchy,
very itchy, very itchy. Malfunctions, no, I'm okay.
Yeah,
give me more of my like Monument Mythos or my Mandela effect. Is it called Mandela? It's what do they call that? It's like the back rooms. It's like if you watch the YouTube series on the back rooms, it's like the same thing as Monument Mythos. Monument Mythos. It's in the same vein. That's the same as like Mandela effect. It's called something, and I can't remember the name. But it's like the same thing. Okay. I don't mind those.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that we got finally to our phobias.
Finally.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you.
This is the end of the episode.
It is.
Please subscribe, like, follow. We want some interactions, guys. Let us know what you want to see. And we will see you guys next week.
Time. next week. Oh, damn.
CK.
Ready? CK signing out.